means anything. Incompetence or ill will still affects him the same way. At what point can we look at McClellan and go, okay, you are not qualified to handle this case. Like, you're not qualified to even do your job. So, I mean, is there a point where another court can look at this and go, okay, there needs to be a different prosecutor here because this person, they can't seem to handle the basics of their job. And at worst, maybe there's something else happening. I mean, is there a path for something like that?
Regardless of how egregious some errors may have been, uh, the entity that gets to decide which prosecutor is on a case, by and large, is the prosecutor's office.
Yeah.
And so a judge typically can't say, "Hey, you screwed this up royally. Your chief should be smart and put someone else on." I guess they could say that, but they can't force a new prosecutor on the case. Sometimes there are motions to disqualify, but those are usually where there's some kind of actual legal conflict as opposed to just alleged misconduct. And so yeah, it's typically just a decision the prosecutor's office would have to make. If they're smart and if they're prudent and if they're fair, I think they could consider somebody else.
So give me an insight here as to where McClelland is on, on the prosecutor's office. It does, especially when an entity investigates itself and has to make these choices, it's not usually always the best choices that are made. So is it like, is there other people in this prosecutor's office that could say, hey, Nick, maybe go take a trip to Dollywood this weekend. Here's some tickets. In fact, stay there for the next year. Go have fun. It's a lovely place. Try the chicken. And we're going to get somebody else in here to do this. What is that process like if it were to be explored? And do you think there's a chance in hell it would be explored in this case?
Uh, they could, and in my impression, they should. This kind of thing happens regularly in prosecutors' offices, and including in the one where I worked, where sometimes a prosecutor is just not the best fit for a case for various reasons. It could be they screwed the case up. It could be they got too personally attached to the case. It could be that there is something in that prosecutor's background that compromises their objectivity in terms of decision making. And so, for those reasons, prosecutors are often rotated out.